William Henry Gates III, born 28 October 1955, is an American business magnate, software developer, investor, and philanthropist. He is best known as the co-founder of Microsoft Corporation. During his career at Microsoft, Gates held the position of Chairman, Chief Executive Officer, President, and Chief Software Architect, while also being the largest individual shareholder until May 2014. He is one of the best-known entrepreneurs and pioneers of the microcomputer revolution of the 1970s and 1980s. He is the son of William H. Gates Sr. and Mary Maxwell Gates. His ancestry includes English, German, and Irish. His father was a prominent lawyer, and his mother served on the board of directors for First Interstate Bank System. Gates has an older sister, Kristi, and a younger sister, Libby. He is the fourth of his name in his family, but is known as William Gates III or Trey because his father had the two suffixes. The family lived in the Sandpoint area of Seattle in a home that was damaged by a rare tornado when Gates was 7 years old. Born and raised in Seattle, Washington, Gates co-founded Microsoft with childhood friend Paul Allen in 1975. It went on to become the world's largest personal computer software company. Gates led the company as chairman and CEO until stepping down as CEO in January 2000, but he remained chairman and became chief software architect. During the late 90s, Gates had been criticized for his business tactics, which have been considered anti-competitive. This opinion has been upheld by numerous court rulings. In June 2006, Gates announced that he would be transitioning to a part-time role at Microsoft and full-time work at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Since 1987, he has been included in the Forbes list of the world's wealthiest people. From 1995 to 2017, he held the Forbes title of the richest person in the world. As of August 2020, Gates had an estimated net worth of $113.7 billion, making him the second wealthiest person in the world. During Microsoft's early years, Gates was an active software developer, particularly in the company's programming language products. But his primary role in most of the company's history was a manager and executive. He has not officially been on the development team since working on the TRS-80 model, but he wrote code that shipped with the company's products as late as 1989. Jerry Pournelle wrote in 1985 when Gates announced Microsoft Excel. Bill Gates likes the program not because it's going to make him a lot of money, but because it's a neat hack. On 15 June 2006, Gates announced that he would transition out of his role at Microsoft to dedicate more time to philanthropy. He divided his responsibilities between two successors when he placed Ray Ozzie in charge of management and Trey in charge of long-term product strategy. Since leaving day-to-day operations at Microsoft, Gates has continued his philanthropy and works on other projects. According to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, Gates was the world's highest earning billionaire in 2013, as his net worth increased by $15 billion to $78.5 billion. On Feb 4, 2014, Gates stepped down as chairman of Microsoft to become technology advisor alongside CEO Satya Nadella. In the interview, Gates provided his perspective on climate change, his charitable activities, various tech companies and people involved in them, and the state of America. In response to a question about his greatest fear when he looks 50 years into the future, Gates stated, "There will be really bad things that will happen in the next 50 or 100 years, but hopefully none of them on the scale of, say, 1 million people that you didn't expect to die from a pandemic or nuclear or bioterrorism." Gates also identified innovation as the real driver of progress and pronounced that America's way better today than it's ever been. Gates has expressed concerns about the potential harm of superintelligence. Later in his career, and since leaving day-to-day operations at Microsoft in 2008, Gates has pursued a number of philanthropic endeavors. He has given sizable amount of money to various charitable organizations and scientific research programs through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, reported to be the world's largest private charity. The foundation is organized into 5 program areas: Global Division, Global Health Division, United States Division, and Global Policy and Advocacy Division. Among others, it supports a wide range of public health projects, granting aid to fight transmissible diseases such as AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria, as well as widespread vaccine programs to eradicate polio. It grants funds to learning institutes and libraries and supports scholarship at universities. The foundation established a water sanitation and hygiene program to provide sustainable sanitation services in poor countries. Its agriculture division supports the International Rice Research Institute in developing golden rice, a genetically modified rice variant used to combat vitamin A deficiency. The goal of the foundation is to provide 120 million women and girls in the poorest countries with high-quality contraceptive information and services, with the longer-term goal of universal access to voluntary family planning. Gates has also provided personal donations to educational institutions. In 1999, Gates donated $20 million to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology for the construction of a computer laboratory named the William H. Gates Building that was designed by architect Frank Gehry. While Microsoft had previously given financial support to the institution, this was the first personal donation received from Gates. Gates married Melinda French on a golf course on the Hawaiian island of Lanai on January 1, 1994. They have 3 children. The family resides in an earth-sheltered mansion in the side of a hill overlooking Lake Washington in Medina, Washington. Gates has a few hobbies that he considers old-fashioned, and the billionaire tells Reddit he is an avid bridge player. He also loves playing tennis and considers spending time with his kids as a favorite pastime. He quotes, "Life is not fair, get used to it. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. If you can't make it good, at least make it look good."
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.